When asked if the short-term funding bill will pass the Senate, House Republicans say tonight, we did our job. That's where we are now, facing recalcitrant Republicans and Democrats who want a DACA deal or they have other reasons for voting no. GOP Senator Lindsey Graham got together with Democrat Dick Durbin to try to find a bipartisan fix. But here's how the White House saw that plan, as stated right here on Fox News at Night last night.
It's like 1/10 of the funding that we actually need to secure the wall. And then the other part of this is when you look at the Senate proposal, it actually increases illegal immigration. It doesn't end the diversity visa lottery. And so what happens is that it does lead to increased illegal immigration. Why do we want to be in that particular situation? It makes no sense.
All right. Makes no sense. Well, Senator Graham is here to respond as we await a Senate vote on many important things.
Yes.
So she said your plan that you came to the president with doesn't make any sense because it increases illegal immigration.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's a nice lady. Clearly, she hasn't looked at it. What it does is it has $2.7 billion for border funding. The president's request for FY18, we give him every penny. What we do is begin to break chain migration by limiting green card holders to nuclear family. You no longer can bring in adult children.
You don't get rid of chain migration altogether.
That's round two. So what we're not going to do is get all we want in round one and they give us DACA. So if you don't want to do comprehensive, which I agree with, you got to break it in two parts. The president deserves border funding, and I promise you he will get it. He can get some more. At the end of the day, the 800,000 DACA kids, they're not kids, but young adults run out of legal status March the 5th. We're going to take care of them. We're going to begin to secure our border. We're going to begin to break chain migration. We're going to end the diversity lottery. Now, I'll say this. If you don't like what we did with the 50,000 visas, what's your plan? To the White House. Tell me what your plan is to end the diversity lottery. I'm willing to end it. Tell me how much money you want for border security, and I'll tell you whether or not it's possible. The one thing I do know, we're not going to give 11 million people legal status and hope one day the Democrats will work with us on the border, and they're not going to give us all we want on the border and one day hope we'll deal with the 11 million. The DACA population is 10% of the legal immigrant population.
10%.
10%.
Okay, so listen, you and the president not BFFs during the campaign. You guys had some really, really nasty words for each other.
No,
he gave out your cell phone number.
Really do
you had to chop it up with a chainsaw and get a new number.
Yeah.
Then you guys became BFFs, and you're playing golf together, and you're praising him for the things that you think he's getting right on foreign policy and other things.
A lot.
Then you bring him this deal, and here's what he says. It was horrible on border security. It was very, very weak on reforms for the legal immigration system. He says it's the opposite of what I campaigned for.
You know,
is he going to give out your cell phone number again? Or are you guys going to patch this up?
We're gonna be just fine, because what I did was listen to what he said Tuesday. I'm a very good listener.
I know that about you.
I listened to everything the president says, and on Tuesday he said, I want to do a bill that's strong on security with love. I want a bipartisan bill. Send me one. This proposal is a start. I'm very proud of it. I've been doing immigration reform for 10 years. Under my proposal, DACA kids could get citizenship in 5 years. Under this proposal, they got to wait 12 years.
But you know, for some people that you say citizenship at all, they hear amnesty and they say, why are we going to create a situation where 10, 20 years from now we're doing this again?
These kids came here the average age of 6 years old. They've got no place to go. I want them to be citizens. I want them to get a good education. I want them to understand who America is. They got to wait 12 years. But if you don't want the children to be part of America, then I couldn't disagree with you more. I want them to stay on our terms. These will be the Trump dreamers. The president has a chance to have a legacy that Obama and Bush could never embrace. It would be wonderful if Donald Trump could take these young people who have no other country other than America and give them a chance to be part of us. He will be responsible for a lot of good things. There'll be a few bad, but he can also secure the border. I'm not asking the president to legalize 800,000 people without getting something. He's going to get money for the border. Round two is when we get all this other stuff.
All right, in the meantime, 24 hours from now, we're going to be covering right here possibly a potential government shutdown on Fox News at Night.
You want me to make a prediction?
You've told us you're voting no. So where do we go from here?
I'm not going to vote for a 30-day continuing resolution. The House said they did their job. How much money did the Defense Department get from the House bill? This is the fourth CR. Every time we have a continuing resolution, it costs the military billions of dollars.
Yeah, but if it shuts down, they get nothing.
Well, it's not going to shut down, and we're not going to wait 30 more days. these young people called DACA recipients, their life turns upside down March the 5th. Some people say, well, that's not that long. I mean, you know, that's a long time away, not if you're one of them. But you know what drives my train? Is the military is suffering greatly. The president wants $130 billion of additional funding. We can get that only if we deal with DACA. I want to do two things. I want to fund the military and deal with DACA, and we're not going to get one without the other. I'm tired of playing this stupid game. The public hates the way we do business. Count me in. This chaos is going to end. I'm willing to keep the government open days, not weeks, to get a deal that we should have got a year ago.
All right, we're going to check in with you tomorrow night.
Yes.
We'll see what happens because there are some important votes between now and then.
Weeks.
All right, Senator Graham, always good to see you.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thanks for coming in. All right, 45 years.